Hello, folks, and welcome to Minerals, Rocks, and Fossil Talks. This is part 2 of Sauropod phylogeny. On our first video, we left off on Neosauropoda, where we had just talked about the synapomorphies, or distinguishing characteristics, of the group, and had talked about how it was broken up into different smaller groups. So we're going to go and look at those today. So, to start, Neosauropoda is broken up into the superfamily Diplocoidea and the clade Macronaria. Now, Diplocoidea is in turn broken up into three families: Rhobacosauridae, Dicraeosauridae, and Diplodocidae. So Rhobacosaurs appear to be the most primitive, lacking the bifurcated neural spines in the cervical vertebrae that the rest of the superfamily has. Now, bifurcation just refers to the neural spine splitting in two. That's all it means. So in most groups in Diplocoidea, they have this bifurcation. It's one of their distinguishing characters. However, Rhobacosaurs apparently have lost this. And so they are more basal compared to the other two. That being said, some Rhobacosaurs do actually have a dental battery, which is unusual for sauropods in general, because dental batteries are usually found in ceratopsians and hadrosaurs, and it's a method of chewing food. This is Nigersaurus, and this is his dental battery. Weird, and he kind of looks goofy when you look him up. Look him up, like actually look him up. Got a goofy looking head. Dicraeosauridae is the sister group to Diplodocidae, and they are characterized by their relatively small body size and their short necks. I mean, look at that. Look at how cute and short that little neck is. But they are smaller sauropods. Generally, they're found on Gondwana only, but we do have one that was found in Montana, so who knows, maybe they're more widespread than we thought. Now, Diplodocidae is by far the most well-known family, thanks to the incredible amount of material found in the Morrison Formation in the western U.S., the formation that I work in. So some of the most famous sauropods belong to that family, such as Apatosaurus, Brontosaurus, Supersaurus, Barosaurus, Diplodocus, and Seismosaurus. Some of their distinguishing characters, those synapomorphies, include dorsally facing external nares. So what that means is if we see the hole on the top of the head of this Diplodocus, his nose is up here rather than on the front of his face. So dorsally facing nares, and 70 to 80 caudal vertebrae. So those are the tail vertebrae. That's what's giving them that whip-like tail, because they have so many vertebrae. So many vertebrae. Macronaria is another well-known clade that has three families: Camarasauridae, Brachiosauridae, and Titanosauria. Some of the synapomorphies of Macronaria include crests formed by large protruding nasal bones, as shown in this Camarasaurus, as well as robust spatulate and broad crowned teeth, also shown by this Camarasaurus. They have elongate metacarpals, so they're much longer than other sauropod metacarpals. And their forelimbs are longer than their hind limbs, as shown in this Giraffatitan, who, as a brachiosaur, has extremely long forelimbs compared to their hind limbs. Now, Camarasauridae currently only contains several species of Camarasaurus, the most common sauropod in the Jurassic Morrison Formation, which is why we know there are so many. There's at least 4 species. There is some debate about it being found in the African sister formation, the Tendaguru. If you haven't learned about that, I did make a video on the sister formations to the Morrison, the Tendaguru, and the Larinia. It's a great video. Love this stuff. Anyway, there's also some debate that possibly Lariñosaurus from the Larinia formation of Portugal is also part of Camarasauridae. So, just need some more fossils to find out. Brachiosauridae is a distinct family that literally stands out from other sauropods. Their necks were built to lift their heads up high and browse treetops rather than holding it out like all the rest of them. And their teeth could slice through tough plant matter so they're not just shredding it off. I mean, look at these buggers. Look at these teeth. They look like shredders. Finally, there are the titanosaurs. They're an intriguing group because there has yet to be a complete titanosaur found. This clade also has the largest size range of any group of sauropods. The skulls are poorly known, but some are known to resemble brachiosaurs, while some are known to resemble diplodocids, so they're highly varied. They have average length necks for sauropods, but they do have whip-like tails. They're just much, much shorter than diplodocid tails. One of the crazy things about them is that, unlike other sauropods who have pneumatized cervical vertebrae, meaning that they're full of holes attached to an air sac system, titanosaur cervicals are solid. These are really beefy boys, no holes in them. Their spinal column is also more flexible than other sauropods, so they probably were able to lift their heads up more than other groups. Maybe even made it easier to rear. One of their most characteristic traits, though, are seen in their caudal vertebrae, specifically their procoelous caudal vertebrae, where they have a ball and socket articulation, as shown in this photograph here. So you see they sort of have this ball-shaped edge, and then a sort of indentation to sit into each other so they can rotate a little bit, which is, I guess, going to make them more flexible as well. The final kind of cool thing about titanosaurs is that some of them, like the Simpelosaurus, had osteoderms. Some of them were just kind of like ankylosaurs, where it's just, knobs built into the skin. Others, like Ankylosaurs, had spikes sticking out of over their hips and their base of their tails. So, don't know why a sauropod felt the need to have osteoderms, but hey, who knows? Maybe those Abelisaurs were causing some problems and they wanted extra protection first, Maybe it was good for the smaller ones. I don't know. Or maybe it was for intraspecific combat. I don't know. But some of them had osteoderms, which is pretty neat. But our phylogenetic tree does end at titanosaurs. That is our most derived group, I guess you could say, even though it seems to have lots of primitive characters that it pulled back. But anyway, that is all of our sauropods. That's how you can see how they're related. That's how you can see how we group them all together. And I think it's pretty neat. So I hope you guys learned something cool from all of this. And tune in the rest of the month to learn more about sauropods, because why the heck not? Sauropods are awesome. And I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. And who's ready for summer? No way. Fossilize you later.